Hello, 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 hello. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. All right. Got a new camera. Doing some thermals. All right. So on today's agenda is we are going to I got some units I need to install Artisan on, or the Sky Command on. So let me do that first. I gotta send those out tomorrow, but I want to make sure that they work and that everything uploads correctly. So let's go grab one. Got 2 units recently sent to me. Gonna work on those, see what the problems are with those units. They're supposed to be for repair, so we'll see exactly what's wrong with them. All right. So now, let me kind of clear up this desk, but yeah. So got a new camera, going to test out how well the beam cooling is on the stock Skywalker on a V1. We'll see how that goes tonight. Also going to install, Sky Command on this real quick. Should be real easy. I say that. That's like a jinx. Something's going to fuck up. But that's neither here nor there. So let's just clear my desk. I didn't even really clear it at all, but this will work. But yeah, and I also got 2 units. Just got in that that Precision sent me to repair. I usually just sell those units close to like, I don't know, $350. But it's upgraded with Artisan and things like that, so I'll probably be doing that tonight. But yeah, let's go ahead and install this. Oh, let's clear out the beans in my mess. I also got another roaster. I got a Kaleido. Been playing with that a little bit. It's okay. I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely not worth $2,000, but it's built like a tank. It's not the greatest. Well, yeah, it's just freaking heavy. But I'm gonna move that out the way later. But let's go ahead and we'll just go here. But if you have the money to buy an M2 Kaleido, which I think runs around $1,500 or up to $2,000 USD, go for it. If you got that money to blow. But if you're probably looking at the Skywalker, you're not made out of money. All right. Let's pull up the second screen. Test for the 6675. Okay. All right. That should be it. Let's turn the flare off. Just kind of work on this. So here's just the basic Arduino Sky command code that is on the GitHub. There's a thing where we have to change like 300 degrees because I think this was if you roast in Fahrenheit, it will think that 300 degrees is too high. That will be the max temperature. So it will shut off it'll go into emergency shut off basically. So what I've been doing, since if I know if they're going to be doing it in Fahrenheit, I just change it to, you know, I guess what I don't know the max is, maybe like 500 degrees. And they're just these are just like these fail-safe variables. But if you're going to do in Celsius, change the max temps to 300. I don't know if we have a fix for this yet. But I know that's an issue with people running into that are running the machines in Fahrenheit. So I still think it's an issue. I got to double check with Acrylis about it. But I'm going to change that for now to the max temp to 500. And then I'm just going to upload the code, which will be dead simple. So let's move this here. So yeah, really just the unit just hooks up. I'm just plugging it in. I open the sketch for the download from GitHub, and I just got to look for, what is it, COM10. You can always check if it is by unplugging it. If it disappears, then comes back up. You know, COM10, that's what it usually is. So I'm going to click on that one. Depending on which kind of Nano you have, you might have to either select the old bootloader or the new bootloader. It'll be obvious if it's not the right one because it won't load up. And you just have to unplug it and plug it back in and select the one like old bootloader instead of the new one. But this one should work with this one. And then you can verify, but just go ahead and I just click upload. And it should be done. So I'll test that out with one of the units that just came in. But everything uploaded just fine. So let's go and switch out of here. And I'm starting to sell these units. So there's a lot of people who are like complaining that they don't want to build one, or it's just, you know, why do I have to build it? So I've been offering people in the US like $30 for these little units shipped. That's kind of just to combat people from trying to sell it for like $80 plus. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that, and let's go ahead and let's check out these new roasters. All right. I'm gonna get rid of the Kaleido. Actually, I'm gonna move this around. Maybe I can move this real quick. Right there. So I'm gonna move the M2. We'll go roast with this. We'll play with this later, but I don't kind of want to focus on these other Skywalker I haven't. God, this fucking weighs a ton. Which I guess is a sign of a really good build. Oh my god, you're heavy. I'll go ahead and sleep this later, but let's go grab a new unit. All right. There we go. So here's the unit. Try to get. Box looks good. I'll see why they did a return on this. So this is basically a unit that was returned to the vendor, stating that it was broken. I usually think half the time it's just user error. There was one I did have that had a broken main board. I've also been noticing there's been a lot of like leaks at the people using the filters, probably from condensation or something. Been seeing that a lot too, and it's dripping into the main board or the PCB. So that could be one issue of why people are having PCB problems in the long run, because they're just roasting with the filter on it. It's not really doing that much other than maybe causing some condensation, and it drips down inside into the unit and it causes like a short on the board. So I noticed that was going on. This one looks brand new. Oh, here. When I started to, okay, awesome. When I started to preheat, the drum was spinning smooth, but there was a clanking noise from inside. I looked inside to see what I thought was leftover bean from maybe QC testing. As I got it closer to the drop door, I opened it, but nothing came out. I stopped and did an inspection, but saw nothing. I started again, and the code got slower, and the spinning got slower. Now was making a humming sound, and I got an E3 code. I unplugged to reset the preheat. Seemed okay. I poured the beans inside, and the drum spun slower. Eventually, the bean burned badly before I could stop it to auto mode. After dropping the beans, there were just a few left, but they didn't make a clanking noise. I suspect what I thought was a bean in the beginning was actually a black screw causing the humming like a drum was rubbing against the metal. As I was packing a backup to return, I found a screw, but not sure if that was the one screw inside. I just purchased another roaster from you. All right, so E3. So what I know about E3 is E3 is drum related. What that usually indicates is there's the drum is not moving. Oh, what's in here? It's not spinning. That usually sets off the E3 code. It's usually drum related. Either the motor is either the drum is not rotating well and then the motor's working harder than it has to, or the gear in the drum motor is pretty much toast. So when you have an E3 issue, usually the two ways of fixing it are replacing the drum motor or the bearings inside the roaster need to be fixed or replaced. So usually that's just a return. Yeah, this is basically a brand new unit. Probably a loose screw got stuck in there. Let's check it out. I think you probably only roasted a handful of times on this. So let's see. Let's plug it in. Let's see what we got. Uh-oh. Why did you turn off? So there is a vendor online that I've got in contact with and been helping him repair some of his customers' units, either just by linking him to the Discord or on the SkyWiki website, skywiki.coffee. I really got to update that thing, but yeah, I kind of send them over there. He kind of sends the instructions to them to see how well if they can do those kind of repairs. But if not, they usually just replace them and then send them back. And then he's been, I think, mostly just sending them to me, and then I'll see if I can fix them. And then he might send them out to a next person, or I just pay him, or I find a person who wants to purchase it without warranty, and then I'll sell it to them. Yeah, I'm not. It's not like a huge, crazy profit gain or anything like that. It's mostly just find it interesting to see different ways that the units break, and then I can put it on the Discord and offer repair guides online that way. Um, and he offers me things like info regarding the next units that are coming out, or pictures. He'll leak some pictures to me of like a Cubine or a V2 or what iTop's V2 version was looking like. And he'll kind of give me information like that. So it's kind of neat. But yeah. I just use this opportunity to also prevent like e-waste. So it's kind of nice. I don't have to like dump all these units in the trash because I don't know what they do after. If they just break. A lot of the times the units work. It's just like weird things like a screw falls in the drum and it causes E3 errors, and then you, just to be safe, they just send it back to them, and then they figured, it's not worth the hassle to try to resell it online because if it's broken again, then I think Amazon probably frowns upon that or whatever. But yeah, it's one of the Amazon vendors I work with. So it's just kind of been fun testing what the issues have been. For now, let's see if I could hook Artisan to this. So this is the unit that I'm going to send off to someone. I usually like to try to do a roast on it first and then verify that it works. I do use like some of the units that he's given me. I do use them as demo units for certain micro roasteries by me. So I say micro. It's just like local roasteries that want to like roast their own beans. All right, let's open up the second screen. All right. So plugged it in. What I usually do, should I save this? Whatever. COM10. I know it's COM10. All those settings are right. I'll hit OK. Hit on. What is this profile? I'll reset. Okay, sounds like it's working. Fans on. And then so we'll check inside. Well, it looks good. Drum sounds like it's as miserable as it usually sounds, so. Now, let me turn this off. The drum sounds good. Fan sounds like it's working. So the unit sounds like it's working just fine. I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you the compare. I'm going to bring my other unit. I'm going to bring my main roasting unit. I'm going to put my mic close to it. All right, so I got my mic on top of it. So I want to have you kind of hear the difference. Let's see. All right, so got my two units. So This is the one I mostly roast on. This has like thermocouple in the front. Um, it also has the what's it called, the belted drum setup, and it's a beast. I love it, but let's see what it sounds like. You'll definitely hear the difference in sound is like when it comes to the motor, which is going to be nice to people who got the V2s because they do sound quieter. I'm not a fan of how they set up the brushless motor, but I think it's a good way of getting that adjustable drum and everything like that. So here is. Okay. Let me turn this up. I'm going to save these settings. Basic artisan. Sky command. Save that there. And then let me load up the other one. All right. Common number is this one. It'll be 10 again. It's not 10. It is. COM 3. So hit OK. Load. Not planetary. Oh, yeah, put it back to port 3. And there is the belted drum setup. I'm gonna put it at like my 50, 60 RPMs I usually put it at. So. All right. So it's like at 70 RPMs. Let me get this. I usually roast it around 55 RPM. So quiet. That's why I'm kind of not used to the whole. Let's go. Actually, I'll plug this one in. All right, I'm turn this one on. So I'm gonna turn on the new one I have. I just got in, so. Okay, so that's the one I got recently. Now I'm gonna turn it off. Now let's compare it to the one I usually roast with. So I'm gonna put it at 70 RPM. A little bit louder. Then let's compare it again. I'll turn the other roaster on, the new roaster I got, the stock roaster. All right, so this is what the stock roaster sounds like, and then I'm gonna turn it off, and then I'll let you listen to my roaster. So yeah, and with the drum setup, or not the drum, but with the belted setup, I actually can do 500 grams back to back without any issue. I could augment how fast I can how fast I can rotate the drum. Like sometimes at an end of a roast, I'll mess around and maybe do like I'll shoot for like 80 RPMs or 100 RPMs to kind of really agitate the beans, or even just go 70 RPM, then back to like 30, and then go back and forth to kind of like just agitate the beans a little bit more. It's really unnecessary. At that point, you're just flexing. So honestly, you just really need the drum. You just need the drum of the roaster to go like 40 or 50, maybe like 40 RPMs to prevent it from burning the flat side of the beans. Um, Switching to the drum and being able to adjust the RPMs on the drum itself, um, I was getting like on stock on the stock machine, I was getting maybe like 3 or 4 burnt beans on the flat side at like 350 grams, and then I pretty much get like 0 like black beans on the flat side. Maybe like one roast or two. I actually have sometimes where a bean will get stuck a weird way, and maybe that's how it got burnt on one side. But my flat side burnt bean issue is pretty much gone right now, so that's one fix for that. Because you'll notice you'll have like 3 or 4 black beans during a roast, and you're probably like wondering what the hell did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. It's just flinging the beans on top of the little what's it called, the lamp cage, and and then it kind of sticks on there, and then slowly slides down it, and it's just burning one side of it longer than the other. So that's occurring. That's probably because of that. And usually the best way is just to kind of throw away those 3 or 4 beans that come up like that every once in a while. But I have heard people getting up to like 6 beans. They're black, and one person said he got like 10 beans that were all black on the flat side. So RPM control is probably the better way to handle those burnt beans. All right, let me put this one away. It's still running. I got to turn it off. Oh, and this also has this board on it. This is the community drop-in replacement. If say you need another board and you want to try something that has the ability to run a stepper driver, or you want to use something that you can use a thermocouple, because you can use a thermocouple with this one. This also can control a DC drum too. So this is like our it's like our just in case board, in case they stop making the V1s. At least we have a board we can come back to. And then this is open source as well, as I believe. So Admin Nuga put it on his GitHub. So if you want to order a batch, at least you can order a batch of these to keep your roaster going. And that's kind of like the whole reason why we kind of do the Discord community, and just to keep this roaster running. Give it a 5-year plan, right? Because we don't know where this roaster is going to be in 5 years. Hopefully it's still here, because it's a really nice upgradable roaster. And I'll post the link for this on here. The only thing you have to do is you have to install an SSR. And there's different ways you can do that. You could buy the one that's through hole, or you could get one like you'll originally see on like some 3D printers. Get one of these and you can hook this up too. It works just the same. I'm a fan of Crydome, so if I put these in a machine, I'm probably going to use one of these. Really quality SSRs. solid state relays. So let's put this away. Let's go roast with it. Actually, maybe I'll check out the drum first. Oh, and then there's another addition. For this unit, I'm taking out the dual blower setup for the beans, the bean cooling, and I'm putting this ridiculous thing on the back. So goes something like a little like this. So, I mean, it's not too bad. It's not crazy. And if I have this thing on the back, it doesn't look too insane, right? Now you just got two big old humps in the back. I mean, it's not destroying the aesthetics. But yeah, that's my new bean cooling fan. We got the files on the Discord if you want to like run one. You can't run this on like the power supply. Well, I don't know. I don't want to test it yet. But I don't want to test this running on the power supply that's in the machine because I don't know this. There's no specs on it on the power supply, so I don't want to kill it. But yeah, this thing is hilariously large and it sounds incredible when you turn it on at full speed. And I mean, it cools the beans within under 3 minutes, I think, around 3 minutes. I mean, there's other external ones that could cool faster, but I don't know. I don't feel like I want to pay the extra money for that. And that fan only costs like, what, 20 bucks? All right, so let's test this unit out. Do a little roast. I actually never roast on this. Not too huge of a fan roasting on these. I do want to come up with a more, just a whole. I don't know. I just want something better than this. I don't like the capacitive touch buttons. It drives me nuts. But what I do use, and I do like using, I do appreciate this because it just has buttons. And it's just so much nicer is this, one of these. No, I don't know what the power of the Skywalker tops out. I should get one of those watt meter things and see how much. All right, let's see what all the stuff's in there. So this is basically brand new. Let's open it up. I was supposed to be repairing one, so let's see what's going on. What else is going on in here? So open this up. If we get to roasting, I do want to try see how long it does take to cool the beans with the stock setup, because I know it takes a long time, but people claim that it only takes like 3 minutes to cool the beans with the stock setup. So I kind of don't believe it, but I'm okay with it being wrong. So front fascia is just 4 screws, and yeah, that's what just kind of the difference is between the iTop, like a V2, like a Cyber Roaster, and like the V2 that's coming out is really just this thing. I prefer the look of this than the Cyber Roaster, if I could be honest. Cyber roaster looks like a really big toaster. So now let's just take the front off, okay? See what that looks like. Good. So I kind of want to inspect the drum, see how it's looking. Pull all the screws out. Oh, that's right. Okay. So some of them are hexes inside. Let's see if I got the proper tool. I think there's like M5. Forget what they're called. Not socket head, but not button head. These are socket head. Oh, this one's tight. Oh. Okay, there we go. So right here, there's like 6 socket head M5s that you gotta pull out as well. And this is kind of holding it. And oh, wow. Look at that. Got a little buddy that got stuck. So you definitely should like periodically open up your roaster and kind of clean the inside of it, right? Got this little black bean stuck in there. All right, so here's kind of what it looks like on the inside. This is what the, I don't know why I touched it. It's fucking hot. How hot is it? I should put my my thermal cam on. Are you not working now? Flare camera, let's see. There we go. So yeah, the hottest section looks like it's about 175 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, about 169 degrees American. I could change it to Celsius. I just don't know how. But very interesting. Let's put this here. So we'll let that cool off, but this is kind of like what the drum looks like. Looks kind of loose in there. I probably should stop doing that. I forgot what it is. I think it's a Torx T25. This might be it. Nope. But there are three little button head screws that you gotta to take off. I don't know if it's a Torx or like a T25. I want to say that's what it is. I think that's what we used last time. Let's find it. It'd be nice if they added some tools so you could actually like work on it. Okay, so it is a 4mm hex, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna take one out. I'm gonna take the next one out. Sorry, my big old Truckosaurus hands are in the way. There it goes. And then you can just pull the drum out. So it's like a D-shaped pattern. So you just pull it out like this. And that's how you pretty much take apart the drum. Okay. Now, let's say you want to change the bulb. Let's see how hot it is again before I go touch it. The old touch test. You know, you don't believe the numbers, so you just kind of go like one of these. The old Home Alone touch the knob test. Yeah, still pretty hot, but it's actually kind of loose too. So let's take a peek at the bulb. So I'm just gonna unscrew everything around it. Make sure when you do this, they use the cheapest M3s known to man. So if you don't have the exact right Phillips, like if you have some cheapy shitty Phillips, you will like just round it off and be really, really mad. So we'll go and take these off. I think this one right here, you don't have to take off because that's just connected to here. It connects like a little connector to here to hold the probe in place. So you don't have to mess with that, but you just get all the runs around it. Fuck, all right. That's a little hot for me. So, oh, take the flare off. Okay, so let's move this part out the way. So I got all the screws off, and now it kind of exposes what's in here. So what's in here? So we have, we'll start with the black cap. That's just the cap to cover the bulb end. Here's the thermal fuse. So if this gets like, I don't know what is rated at, but once this gets too hot, it'll just turn off the element. So it's a good safety feature to have. They did have issues with it not working. Somebody was testing it and found out it didn't work at all. So I think they put new ones in. And then just both of the wires to connect to the other side of the bulb. And this these two wires will connect up to the thyristor, and that thyristor controls the pretty much the bulb. And then down in the black you have the thermistor, the NTC thermistor right there. And they have a weird one-off thermistor that's like not really commonly used. So you do have to purchase that from them. We haven't found an equivalent yet that makes sense. So, like, I think there is one that we found, but it's like $20 when you could buy it for them for like, I think like a few bucks, like $2 or $3. It shouldn't cost more than that. So, let's pull this off. And I believe, yeah. So I think both of the ends now they're connected via spade connectors. So if you need to replace a lamp, you gotta like make sure that you either cut it to where it's a spade connector, or depends on how you kind of want to hook it up. So yeah, there's a spade, that's a spade. And then there's one really good thing about the Skywalker is like this is a really common bulb size. It's like a 210 millimeter bulb. So what that means is it's nothing like a Kaleido where I think they have like some, I think it's an uncommon bulb that they use, or their own special bulb. But with this one, let's see if I have a sample of the, where did it go? Oh, here. With this machine, it's kind of nice that it is a standard size, because then you can go to a vendor and purchase custom bulbs like this one. So this is a gold plated, this is supposed to be, what's it called? Near infrared, but it's gold plated reflect. It's actually that, probably wouldn't recommend getting these. It does increase the intensity, and there's no issue really with the amount of heat that the lamp creates. It actually creates a lot, even for 500 grams. So you probably want something, I guess, like a higher quality glass, maybe, so you could prevent all the white scaling that occurs. But neat little project that neat little order I placed with this company. They kind of cost a lot, so we did find another place that sells near infrared bulbs for like $20 a pop, if you buy in bulk. So I was thinking about making an order, seeing if I get it down to like maybe 15 bucks, and then selling them for 20. Now you can upgrade it to near infrared, because these bulbs right now, they're as per the manufacturer, they are far infrared, as what they're telling me. And it was verified, I think, by one of the vendors. Like, yeah, they are far infrared. So they're not. So some people were marking it as near infrared, similar to like a roux-based roaster, but they're actually, or sorry, they're marketing it as near infrared, like a roux-based roaster. But the vendor and Foshan Akimata, the OEM, clarified that yes, this is far infrared, and it is not near infrared. But you can buy these bulbs if they do break for about, I think, like 20 bucks on Amazon or on eBay. You can contact them directly about it, or if you want to, you could go to a better vendor that may have like a higher quality quartz glass or something, and then maybe a near infrared for maybe like 20, 30 bucks. So I think the next step is for all those people who do burn out their bulbs, they can try out another bulb like near infrared. We have one vendor doing near infrared testing with the bulb, and he says he's definitely getting different flavors out of his roast, especially for light roast. So I think he was recommending near infrared for light roasting. And he goes by Haha Sky in the Discord, so you can ask him a question about it. I think, let me see what he wrote. He did like 10 roasts on a near infrared light or bulb, and he said, let's see. He said, after more than 10 roasts, it was found that near infrared lamps can bake quite well, but the floral and fruity aroma becomes lighter. So, I don't know. But like I said, that's another option of roasting with a different kind of light. Because the main reason is we were kind of getting to the point where these like little white crystals were occurring on the bulb, causing a lot of issues. And they're kind of just like, we're not sure what it was, but let me show you a picture of what it is we're talking about. Actually, it's on the Discord. If you can look up Haha Sky, he has a picture of like this crusted up looking lamp. And it's like, what the hell is that? So right now, we're kind of the impression that these are just like, these bulbs now are just consumable. And you're just going to have to replace them maybe once a year if you do like a lot of roasting. I think someone with like 9 months of roasting in is still roasting with the same bulb and like 137 kilograms. So these aren't like for normal people like us roasting maybe a few kilograms a month. We should be fine. But if we're not, you can always purchase the bulbs now on eBay or through your vendor. All right, so we'll put that back together. I won't replace the bulb on this one. So if you want to know, I'll show you the 5 screws that you need to take out. So you need to take out this one, this one, this one, loosen it, this one, and that one. You leave this one behind because that's the one that holds the thermistor in place, okay? So we have that taken apart. I'm just going to screw these back in so I don't lose these screws. And then we're going to open up the back. Great, now that's just loose hanging around. Whatever. Okay, something's not screwing in right. Let me double check. If we're lined up correctly. Okay. Let's redo that. These are 2 new screws. I just learned that. I don't have this fuse in my original V1. So these 2 here you don't need to take off too. Those are both fuses as well. That hold this fuse together. And you don't have to take away this one either because this one holds the bottom wire. Oh, and yeah, he built the shelf that was over the headlamp. That was Haha Sky. He said that helped with the white crust. So, but he makes those at his own. Like he's an engineer somewhere as well, and he makes all that kind of stuff. I have 3D printers, but I don't have anything in terms of like metalwork I'd be able to use. But he is a great member of the community. Like he doesn't mess around when he criticizes iTop or any of the vendors or any of the big names like iTop or Foshan. It's kind of nice having him. All right, so back at it. So yeah, honestly, there's about 4 screws you need to take out. So these are the 4 screws. Let's redo that. So this screw, there's this screw over here, that screw, and those are, I think this one too holds it in place. Let me see. I'll put them all back. I'll leave that on. I think I'm going to replace these with like nicer, not Phillips screws. We'll put the drum back. Here's the drum. Just got to line that D shape up. One other thing I'm trying to figure out is if I can add a bottom support to the drum. What I'm trying to figure out is, would it be a good idea to have like a roller support, kind of like a Sandbox R2 has? So right now, this is kind of how the drum's set up, right? You got those 3 screws in the back, and it goes onto this like D pattern, deep pattern shape just to kind of hold it in place. We're wondering, well, I'm wondering if maybe putting a roller somewhere, somehow somewhere in here. There's just nowhere to put it. But just having like a little extra support to be able to like hold the drum in place in the front, because everything's held in the back and all the beans will move forward. And when they move forward, there's more torque on the motor. So what I found that kind of helped sometimes when I was having issues with like 500 grams in my old machine was I actually tilting it up so the beans go back a little bit further, and that kind of helped with the 500 gram roasting. But I feel like if we could put a support down here, it just would kind of save the motor a little bit. Less torque. But I don't know where to put it, because this is like literally a chaff tray. And there's nothing you really could put on here because it kind of sits up against it on the drum. So trying to figure out ways to implement something. All right, let's put this back together. Also, let me mention this too. There are 4 screws, 4 Phillips screws. I believe they're M4s that connect to the other side of the drum mount to hold it in place. I really don't like those Phillips. I kind of want to replace them with just like button head screws. But I'll do that next time. So E3. So the problem of the person was saying is like E3, which is a common drum motor issue. Basically meaning it's not spinning. It's not spinning well. And like I said, the basic fixes for that is seeing if it's the drum. Maybe something stuck holding the drum in one place that's preventing the motor from turning. Because essentially what the motor does is it will send like, I think it measures how many amps are being sent or something like that to the board, and it cuts it off at a certain amount of amps. Could run a pin from the back through the front. Like a split roast. Yeah, that's true. To help kind of hold it up. So I've had E3 motor issues before, and I wish I really had that. I wish I didn't throw away that old motor, but I really think it was a plastic gear that melted that prevented it from spinning. Because eventually, like, I couldn't even like turn the motor anymore. with the drum on. So you should be able to, if it's a good motor, you should be able to kind of move the drum a little bit. If it's totally seized, then that's probably your E3 problem. Like if the gear in the motor there's plastic, so it does have a tendency to wear out the teeth and then break. So if that ain't moving, then it's definitely an E3 problem. And I think that's how it's detected, is like it detects amount of current going through through the motor that goes into the board, and then it pretty much just shuts down your whole roast. I think Cruelis, the guy on our Discord, found that out. One of the mystery numbers were related to drum, or it could have been Edmund Wiegand. One of those smart guys. So I'm putting this drum back in. Make sure it's tight. Make sure it's lined up properly. Run a pin. So this is fine. You should be able to turn it. Don't turn it too much, because it's still a motor, and it'll kind of act like a generator, and then it might fry the PCB in the back. So don't be messing around like I am. But you should be able to kind of just move it a little bit. It shouldn't be totally like difficult for you to move. You should be able to kind of move it with one finger. And also the new roasters have a little bit of a glass case that covers the drum, or not the drum, that covers the lamp. And they're claiming that it's more of a protection thing. So if something were to break in terms of the glass breaking, then it could prevent all that quartz going into your roast or into your machine, and then you have to completely clear it out. So yeah, 6 M5s you got to put in. I think these are M5s. I don't think they're M6s. So M5 socket head screws that you got to kind of put back in. All right. So I don't know if anyone signed up for the group buy, but it is closed now. Both of them are. Payment should be collected, but from now on, though, that the next group buys, I have to collect the payment. I guess there's supposed to be like a price agreement between the different vendors, and they're supposed to sell them at a certain price. So I think the group buy kind of violates that. So now they're telling me that I need to collect the money and then send it to them, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind, but I don't plan on making this like a career thing. I kind of just want to do it for new releases, because I figure they want to sell these things, right? So if you're on the group buy, you got in for the group buy for the V2. Congrats. I'm probably not doing another V2 group buy. We'll see. I mean, it just depends on what how everything looks. Because I do think they probably want to sell some units, right? Somebody needs to make some money. But on the plus side, running these group buys, they're they offered me like a V2 and a V1. So I'm all great. But since, I think we got them for a good price, I'm just going to do a giveaway for those. So we'll see maybe a Chinese New Year giveaway for a V1 and a V2. Probably for the US. I don't know how sending them across the world would be. So I'm just going to stick to the US. But yeah, just to kind of give back to the community and get more people into it. This is the whole purpose of it. No, I don't want to have some get rich scheme. That's not the whole purpose of this cheap roaster. The purpose is to get more people into roasting, not paying Kaleido prices, right? Although $800 for a V2 is really, really steep. I don't think. Well, people want to buy them, they buy them. They already have a lot of people who did buy them at the full $800 price. Are really excited. I mean, great, that's awesome, but at the same time, I don't know. You get a V1, and I have the V1 doing just as much as a V2, and with that drop-in board by Admin Wiga, I mean, we got PIDs running. I think they're running pretty good. I compared it to the Kaleido, and it's basically the same, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I like a bullet. I just don't want to pay bullet prices, right? And I've been talking with the iTop, well, with Vanessa pretty much from iTop, and telling her like, if you gotta sell these units at like a price people are willing to buy. Otherwise, we can just always buy a bullet, or we can also buy a Kaleido. And I do agree that the Kaleido does have a really good build quality to it. They're really nice in that retrospect, in that perspective. But I still have this roaster, and I'm still roasting with it. I prefer it. I don't know why. Maybe because I just did all these mods and I feel like it's cool. At the same time, it's just I paid $800 for a used one. I had to hack Artisan onto it, and I don't think they like that. They want you to pay. They want you to pay for that $200 module, which I think it's kind of silly. I'm really glad the guy came up with this like mod to put ESP32 to kind of communicate TC4 protocol to Artisan. So thank you for that guy for the M2. But don't get me wrong, I won't ever tell you to get a Skywalker over a Kaleido if you have the money. They're good machines. But I'm not willing to pay full price for those machines. Not even for a bullet. Bullets are nice, but man, that's an expensive piece of machinery. But they're tried and true, right? They're tried and true machines. I got a lot of like roasters, like little small micro roasters by me that are using bullets, and they're literally just selling beans they bought off somewhere and selling them on Facebook Marketplace using a bullet roaster, which is a nice little side hustle for them, I guess. All right, let's put this back together. Let's do a roast with this thing. Okay. I don't know. There's something about the bullet I like. The IBTS, the way it does heat is pretty cool. Induction. It's just cool. It's a cool roaster. I heard it does dark roast really well. I'd probably pick one up, but I think the cheapest one I saw was like $2,000, and I was like, I can't do it. But oh yeah, the chaff collection is nice. I heard it's kind of a bitch to clean. Like people, I think Sky Cowboy, the other mod, the admin to it, or the moderator, whatever. He's the guy that helps me run the Discord. He roasts professionally, and shout out to Peculiar Coffee, by the way. That's his roastery name. But he's telling me that they're kind of like it's kind of a bitch to clean up, and they do have some issues. Oh, venting's annoying. I should vent. I really need to vent my garage one day. Right now, I just kind of have mask up, just take all the bad smoke in, I guess. All right. So here I plug back in my fancy schmancy Sky Command. Oh, and if you do find people like selling these for like an egregious amount, just tell me. DM me, and we'll kick them off the server. I mean, I can't stop people from selling them, obviously, but I can undercut them to the point where they can't sell them for a profit, because that just kind of defeats the spirit of this whole project. Cheap roasted. But yeah, we did talk with Sloppy Josh about like how he kind of wants this thing to work out, like what we're doing, which is really just throwing artisan onto a really cheap roaster. And he agrees. Like, I mean, he doesn't care if people are selling them for like $50 to $80, but if someone's charging $200, $150 for a unit, then that's not cool. So definitely let us know. Let me set this up. I want to make sure we're gonna do a roast. I promise. But I do just want to go ahead and oh, that's my foot. Where the hell is the camera pointed at? That's the top. Okay, so this is how we're gonna measure bean temperature, right? Because people are claiming that the stock fans are great at cooling off the beans. So we'll do a roast on here, and then we'll do the roast on my other machine and kind of compare. But yeah, that should be it right there. We'll see how long it takes. Yeah, I'm running that hot. Okay. Cool. Let me find a trier. Or let me find a trier. I got like a bunch of these roasters on the floor. Let me go look in the box for the let me look in the box for the trier. I swore the guy had a baggie of all the stuff. Why does the bullet have a square vent? I think they just make it like a normal circular vent. So you could buy their specialized square adapter to make it into a circle. Oh, being fancy. Well, the machine does look fancy. Turn off the flare camera. Yeah, the being cool one is real bad. There's guys on Facebook who are like, yeah, they're bad. You're crazy if you think it's not good. And it's like, no, it's bad. I don't want to be a jerk and be like, no, you're wrong. It's bad, but no, it's bad. But it's a good just to show them how shit that the bean cooler is, right? So I'm going to show you the two triers. This one's for the Kaleido. It's hefty. It's very nice. I like the feel to it, I guess. And then the Skywalker is kind of just like, a little piece of metal. Kind of tack welded on. You could definitely tell they put a lot of money into this. And this one is just kind of like, got some tubes. We're just going to like spot weld it. It's like spot weld. I mean, whatever. It's a trier, right? This does its job. Psh, 3 minutes. I think I've had it up to like 500 grams on the stock. It was like, I think it was like, I feel like I swear to God, it was like 6 minutes, and I was still like, it was still way too hot to touch. Like, am I supposed to close it and then have it like suck all the air out to cool it off? Because I think the Kaleido, it does that where like you close it and then it sucks all the air out. It does it really fast. Those cooling fans on the Kaleido are as loud as shit, but it does cool off the beans way faster than the Skywalker. But I do like the drawer aspect of the Skywalker, where you could just pull it out, put it back in. I like things all in one, which is why I don't have an external cooler. If I want a unit, I just want everything in one thing. But some people are different, and they'll like those external coolers that like move the beans around for you. It's all preference. All right, let's go warm this thing up. Oh, let me turn my second screen on. All right. So let's go back to the basics. So why is that down? All right. So let's go ahead and pretend like we haven't set up the artisan yet. So with that, you want to just go ahead and go to the GitHub. Go to the GitHub, and then we kind of have dot asset files already pre-made. So just to hit like load setting and then find those asset files. So ours is usually called basic ski top artisan settings. And this just gives you like all the basic stuff that you need to get it running. And then you can add all your fancy buttons in later. All right. So when I preheat, I think the max you should honestly go is maybe like 80%, and always have airflow. So I'll get 80%. So I've been talking to the like Rubase guys, pretending like I wanted to buy a Rubase roaster. But I mean, I would love to have one. They're just incredibly expensive, but they're really nice looking machines. But I'm talking with them, and they're telling me that for their near infrared units, because I'm sorry, all their units are near infrared. For their roasting units, they only spend like 5 minutes in a warm up. And the drums are pretty much similar to ours. They say that there's a little bit of like conduction going on in their drums because they're a lot thicker than ours, but they're telling me that it's mostly just, radiant heat. And so they just say 5 minutes to warm it up, and then they're off roasting. So I've been kind of doing that. I've been doing 5 minutes warm up time. So like when it reaches temperature of maybe 200, I'll keep it there, and then we have to wait for a few minutes. But it just sounds like they don't wait that long for it to heat up, or to heat up the unit. Takes 20. I mean, that's not bad. Two is faster. Does the two have like first time? So yeah, the Rubase guys are saying like, yeah, just do like a 5 minute warm up or a warm up the machine or preheat of the machine. So it's like, oh, okay, it's very interesting. I'm actually really curious to see how well the new that new Skywalker unit that's going to be roasting like 1.2 kilograms. It's kind of terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. But they said it's gonna be like under 1,500 for the big Skywalker. I mean, we'll see. If they keep the unit under like $2,000 for like a big ass Skywalker, which is basically what it's gonna be, then they're gonna have it's gonna sell like hotcakes. I think everyone's looking for that bullet size but not expensive kind of roaster. So if they do keep it under the $2,000 price range, I think they'll sell a lot of those. But they keep coming out with units. Now there's like the Cubine, which is like 200 grams. I want one. We'll see how long that lasts. I just want 200 grams, so something to carry along with me. But they are getting better at like listening to community feedback, even though they are really resistant to do active cooling and all the other like safety relays and on all that kind of stuff. They are a little hesitant. They're at first they're telling us that there's no problem, and it was all user problems that were burning their roasters. And it was just funny to see how like everything changed when the V2 came out, and then they were like, "Oh, we should add active cooling to the heatsink." So, but they are listening to us a little bit more. More of ITOP is listening to us. Not so much of the OEM. The OEM doesn't care for us. I think. I think they're actually pretty upset that we mod their machines. I tried going directly through them to get like V2 set up, and they were just a V2 group buy set up, and they were not having it. Oh, so what we're roasting, I get like the Sweet Maria sampler pack. I don't recommend anyone doing this if they're roasting for the first time, by the way. I definitely would recommend like buying a lot of the same bean. Definitely don't buy 450 grams of beans, random sampler pack at a time, because you're kind of just roasting that whatever random bean they send you, and then you're not really developing profiles or doing anything special. You're kind of just roasting and seeing how it tastes. And I don't know. I don't feel like I've learned a lot doing it this way. I feel like I would have learned a lot more if I were to get like 5 or 10 pounds of beans and just trying to really dial it in. I really should have did that. The only good thing I found out about getting the Sweet Maria sampler pack is I really like beans from Burundi. I don't know why. They're fucking delicious. Those are my favorite. Me and my wife agreed. Like every time I roast a Burundi at like a light or a medium roast, she's like, "Oh, they're really good." Just go ahead and drop the heat a little bit. I'm just gonna drop it down to 0 and then build the temperature back up. Get some Brazilian. Oh yeah, you know what? I do. I was gonna say. That's funny that you say that because they sent me Brazil honey processed sweet Pedra Branca is what this one is called. So I'm gonna roast this one up. Damn it, where's my scale? But yeah, I don't know if this is a good Brazilian, but it's Brazilian. So I'm going to give that one a shot and see what that tastes like. Heat's kind of going down, so I'm going to just slowly raise it up. I don't warm up the machine. One thing I know about this machine is like the cover of it gets really hot, right? Because there's no like insulation between the the top and the bottom of it. It gets super hot. It's really hot to touch. Very dangerous for like your kid to come around and put their hand on it, which my two boys love to do. So one of my units, I'd use one of those like ceramic blankets and I put it around the drum, and it actually really helped from like causing the panels to be super hot. Like I don't know if it's a good idea, but I feel like if I was roasting inside more often, I'd probably use that machine more often, just so I could prevent them from just putting their stupid little hands on it. Because every time I roast inside, they're like, "Oh, hey, daddy," and then they'll like put their hand on it because they want to help roast with daddy. I'm like, "Don't do that! You're gonna burn your hand, and I'm gonna get in trouble." Ooh, I should have put it to 20%. I should have put it up higher. Let's get it back to 80. So right now, just warming it up. I'm trying to look for my scale. I really should keep one close by. But we're just warming up the machine right now. So I'm gonna use my lunar to measure my beans for today. Yeah, so about 457. So usually that's how much is in one of these bags, like 450 grams. 457. Just gonna put that as a reminder. 457. Move this over here. And when you roast, always remember to have a fire extinguisher close by in case, you know, this thing wants to melt itself. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna hit start. I don't know if auto drop is on, but we're gonna find out. Well, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep this going. Get it to around 205, then I'm gonna do a drop. All right. Oh, I should focus on my my roast. Oh, I think we're back. I think my internet went down real quick, but I started recording. So here we are. I still got it at 80%. I'm gonna slowly drop it down to 75. Should be back. So I got it down to 75. I'm gonna just keep going down. So yeah, I'm still following that whole declining ROR curve. It's recommended. People still do it. So yeah, I'll still follow that for now. Let's take a peek. Still a little green. We can also smell it. I think Cowboy was telling me like the old school roasters, they like to like chew on the beans when they're roasting them. I think that's pretty cool. So this is a brand new unit. Oh shit, it's smoking like crazy in here. Really need to vent this place. Still a little green. I like it when it's a little bit more brown. So when you're just starting off to roast, I just recommend not ever changing your air, keeping it at 85 or whatever setting you want it. Just don't change it. Change mostly, you're just changing the heat mostly. Right now it smells a little chocolatey. I like that. kind of looking brown, so let's go ahead and we're gonna hit dry in. So what we kind of use ROR as like the speedometer, right? Trying to see how fast this thing's gonna go. Traditionally, we always talk about like avoiding the flick and the crash, like the deep dives and the big rises. But you know, that's still controversial to a lot of people. Like, can you taste how many flicks and crashes that you're having? I mean, who knows? But I still kind of want to just achieve that nice little decrease in rate of rise and see if we can hear first crack. Let me get my mic on there.
Good idea. The first crack usually kind of occurs around 180. On this machine, 180 to 192 or something like that. Sometimes higher, depends on the bean. It is. First crack. I'm gonna run this for like maybe a minute and 30 into first crack and then drop it. Get this ready. Oh crap, why did I hit this? Damn it, now I hit drop. So right now we're using just the oh, there's a bean in there. Come on, buddy.
There we go. So now what I'm doing is I'm just comparing how long it takes to cool these beans in comparison to the next roaster I'm going to use, which is going to be my highly modified one. I went a little bit over on my first crack time, but it's fine. So I've done a minute 52, 42. All right, so we're just gonna wait till it cools off. Okay, it's cooled off. Usually beans are cool off to like 80 degrees, 77. They say cool to touch, so yeah, it's fine. Not a bad roast. Drop to cooling time about 4 minutes and 42 seconds. That's not bad, considering my garage is like 30 degrees right now? 40 degrees? All right, let's go test out my other machine. I'm gonna let that cool off, but let me bag this one up. All right, let's bag this bad boy up. Turn the flare off. Good. All right, that's first roast. Let me get the next one set up. So what I like to do when I sell my little units, these little units, I at least get like one test roast in to see if it works, and it works just fine. So now I'll probably send it off to that guy who ordered it. That's just the way I'm gonna test them. Each of those units are gonna be like 30 bucks for me. If you have a buddy who makes them, did you charge you 40? Then let them charge you 40, but I'm just kind of undercutting folks if they think they're gonna try charging the community $100+ for these things. All right. So this unit is good. I mean, it roasted just fine. I'm probably gonna put this up for sale. If anyone's interested, you can always find me on Discord. Since this won't have any kind of warranty, I can only offer like what I really can't realistically sell it for more than with artisan attachment on it, maybe like 350 bucks. You know? I think that nets me like an extra 50 bucks. So, or 75 bucks. Just another way you can help support the Discord and this channel, I guess. If you feel like you want to buy this unit and you're in the US, I'll definitely will sell it to you. But basically, brand new unit. It just had a screw come off and get stuck in the drum and give it an E3 cut, but the motor's fine. All right. So now we're going to do my next roaster. save this. And this was what? Oh, this was like a Brazil something. Brazil honey processed Pedra Branca. I think I had a 457. I'll do final weights. I should be good and write down my weights. Name thing, Braille. Let's be good. Roasters and collect data. So this one weighed at 457. This is a Brazil honey process. Pedra Branca. Okay. 457. I'll probably put the Agtron scale and all that kind of stuff later. But let's close this up. I'm actually going to try something. Oh, where did I put all my roasts in here? Resets. All right, let me plug this in. First, let's put this on. So these are just M4s that goes right onto the case. Let me screw this in. And one more M4. All right, so I got big boy on there. I should probably close this part off too. All right, that's all plugged in. I'm gonna find my power supply for my power supply. Power supply. Be right back. Damn it. Okay, well. There it is. Perfect. Little 12 volts power supply. All right, so this is my testing power supply I have here. It works. I swear it worked last time. Oh, I should plug it in first, huh? Duh. Basically, I have this here just so it could run 12 volts. I would normally have like a power supply, like a separate power supply at 12 volts, but I don't. I don't want. I just don't know the limits of the power supply within the unit. I don't want to break it or kill it. So instead, I'm using this to power it up. We'll do red and black to be good. I just got these new banana plugs in. I've been using these janky ones for a while, and I'm just like, I probably should invest into some quality banana plugs. Bear with me in this boringness. All right, let me just double test this. This is right now, it's at that's a D set 2. There we go. Try that again. Let me bump up the amps. Oh yeah. This is doing like 16 watts. I honestly think, let me turn this off. I honestly think that this unit right here, the power supply in this unit is only like 25 watts. All right, let's plug this one in. Found another USB-C cable. sweet. Found another one. Got lucky. Pardon my mess. All right, I'm gonna load my Skydino settings. Events. Let's double check if it goes into Celsius or Fahrenheit. Oh, yeah. I think I put the asset file online. Let me double check something. Nope, that's not it. Okay. Wait, when did I put this one up? That's old. All right. Device control. There we go. Machine on. Oh, I didn't set any of the PIDs. All right, so the unit's on right now. Let me give you a bigger picture. It's running around 55 RPMs. Well, I should put some airflow through this thing. Oh, fuck. Okay. You can tell that the airflow is the... Oh, see, it's on Celsius again. So right now, I think it's in Fahrenheit mode, so there's a way to switch that out. So I'll go to Skyduino. Forgot the command. I think it's Chan 4. Skyduino. Oh, there it is. Unit C. Okay, got it. All right. So I'll put a button here just to make it easier, but I usually add a when I start to put in Celsius mode. Serial command. What is it? Unit C. I don't know why it's charging. Unit C. There it goes. We're gonna play with the PIDs on the admin Nuiga's board. Probably won't be the same in terms of like temperature and all that kind of stuff, but we'll see how it works. I haven't played with this in a while. I'm basically gonna just try to copy the other graph. Okay, let's restart this. D for measurements. Oh. I forgot. I remember how to set it up for conservative. Let me make sure this is all right. Okay. Yep. All right. So that one's correct. There we go. I was just testing if that was the BT probe is correct. It is. Oh, and then I need to set Chan to. Okay, so this is another thing I gotta do. I gotta set PID Chan 1. The PID, physical PID timer will be channel 1. So we'll go to events. PID. PID 1. All right, let's go ahead and measure the beans. Measuring cup. Digital scale, where put it. $437. Oh, I want to put. All right, I want to put this on fan mode. So selects fan when the controller is active. So let's set this up for fan mode 1. Fan mode. So this kind of increases the fan speed if the temperature is too hot. Let BT level off a bit. Oops, drop the mic. Sorry. Keep yawning. Okay, so I'm gonna drop these beans in. I think it has more than enough time to warm up. Just trying to look for a funnel. I put it somewhere. Oh, we'll just pour it in. Oh, where did I put my bean tray? I'm just out of it today. There it is. Okay. Put these bean tray in. All right, put this in. Can't believe I have my Skywalker funnel. Hold on, it's bugging me. All right, I'm just gonna drop it. So right now we're gonna go ahead and test and see if the this board's PIDs work. Okay, let's give it a shot. Oh, I forgot to put the bottom on. Hold on. I knew I forgot something. Got too excited. That's awesome. You'd think I'd remember not to do that. All right. We'll let that rebound. So it's going up and down because it's modulating the fan to increase the speed because it went over a certain threshold. So that's part of the PID fan mode. It's just if it overshoots, then it tries to correct it with the fan on. So now I gotta kind of wait till this temperature stabilizes. So yeah, definitely don't do what I just did. Well, that's kind of relaxing, Max. I'm gonna look for the for my little Skywalker funnel that I like to use. You can't find it. All right. Where are we at? Let's see. We are at 206. We'll see if it flattens out to 206. What are my PID values? 20,015. Let me see if that's the same as admin Liga's numbers. 35, 1.250. 35, 1.250 was the last times I was using. 35, 1.250. I wonder if I'm supposed to set that to 2. I think I'm supposed to set that to 2. Yeah. So 2 is bean temperature. 1 is exhaust temperature. All right, that should work out good. Let's see how this runs. I'm gonna make sure this is closed. Charge. Okay. So I think I need to re-grease my drum bearings because I keep getting the drum caught up. It's been doing that recently. Oh, shit, I gotta do tri-phase. It's already cooled off. Alright. Let's wait till it gets to we'll wait till it gets to 88 degrees. Oh, never mind. All right, it reached 88 degrees, so cool end. Off. So cooling time is 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Not bad. All right. Let me turn this off. So this one has the belted drum mod on it. One issue I'm running into is and this was from before too, was the greasing of the bearings on the back of the machine. I didn't have much grease on this one, so I'm thinking I might have to like re-grease the bearings and really I just got to make sure it's because it kind of tilts forward on this one. I need to tilt it back a little bit so the beans go away from the front and towards the back. I do have an extra stepper motor that I'm getting. Takes higher amps and should have more torque, so I'll try that one, see if it works. But I honestly think it's just the bearings issue. But yeah, nobody's noticing it's been getting stuck more often. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So the cooling on the stock machine is what, about 4 almost 5 minutes to cool off the beans, and then you could do a little modification where you can get it down to like 2 minutes 26 seconds, so under that 3-minute mark. If that's what people want, then just go ahead and stick with the OEM kind of the way it cools off the beans. But you're looking for a little bit faster to get your beans under 3 minutes, and I think doing some external mod or using an external bean cooler would work a whole lot better. But if you just want to keep it all in one unit, you could buy one of these fans for I think like under $20 and then print out a little duct for it like I did, and I think it works great. So about 2 minutes just to cool off the beans. 2 minutes 26 seconds. Not bad to get it to like 88 degrees or 77 degrees or whatever it's supposed to be. All right, but I think that's it for me tonight. I'm gonna go to sleep. So I gotta wake up early and take care of my children. So I'll catch you guys later. All right. Thanks for staying if you did. Appreciate you hanging out. As you can tell, the PIDs weren't working that great tonight. Probably because they're 2 different rains. I don't know. But well, this thing we just keep on testing until we get it working, right? So the more people that have this board, the more testing that's going to happen. I think I got 2 guys in Australia that have it, so I'm curious to see what they think of it. But other than that, I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks and good night.